verses 9 to 14. Be sure your love is true love. Hate what is sinful. Hold on to whatever is good. Love each other as Christian people. Show respect for each other. Do not be lazy, but always work hard. Work for the Lord with a heart full of love for him. Be happy in your hope. Do not give up when trouble comes. Do not let anything stop you from praying. Share what you have with Christian people who are in need. Give meals and a place to stay to those who need it. Pray and give thanks for those who make trouble for you. Yes, pray for them instead of talking against them. This is the word of God for the people.
Thanks be to God.
And now Julie McGarvey is going to give us our invitation. Oh, skipped our mission for today. Julie went down and gave us our mission for today. And everybody thank Julie for putting this all together. It's not like she hasn't been under a great deal of stress with the new pastor arriving and getting all of that coordinated as well. She's done a wonderful job. Thank you, Deb.
Good morning. Good morning. I've had so many people come up to me this week, and especially today, saying, I'm praying for you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, Ben Longbottom came in, I think it was Friday, and looked at the bulletin, and I said, it's UMW Sunday. He goes, I know. I said, I'm giving the message. He goes, you know what? The only problem I have with UMW Sunday is that it always goes too long. And I said, well, I'm giving the message. He goes, why do you think I'm telling you this? So, Ben, I promise. 15 minutes, then we're at it. 150 years ago, 8 women in Boston sat around in a house and listened to a missionary who had just come back from India. And that missionary told them about how girls, young girls, were not allowed to go to school. Schools were for boys, and girls were to remain uneducated. So these 8 women raised a little money, got together, got a few more women to come with them, and formed the Women's Foreign Ministry Society. They sent a missionary over with some money who started a school for young girls. It became the first school in India for girls. It became the first college eventually for girls in India. That society grew to become United Methodist Women. And it went from 8 women 150 years ago to over 800,000 women today around the world, with one purpose in mind, and that is a mission to help others, specifically women and children, and teens, and other people. United Methodist Women have been very instrumental in several historic things throughout the years. Did you know that they were responsible for getting the women's right to vote off the ground? They were the ones that started that effort. They were also very responsible in the temperance movement, which did not make them very popular in the 1930s. But through the years, their missions may have changed, but their dedication has not. And the same thing is true for the United Methodist Women in this church. Many of you know that I spent 40 years working in the news industry as a journalist, and 20 of those years running newsrooms all over the country. As such, I'm old school. I believe that facts are the most important thing, and we really don't need anybody's opinion to tell us how to think. I got out of the industry because that seems to have flip-flopped in the last few years. But I'm going to give you some facts. Did you know that 1 in 6 children in Montana tonight will go to bed hungry. 1 in 6. Did you know that Native Americans make up 10% of Montana's population? But they make up 30% of the people missing in Montana. Most of them are women. 4 of them in the last 4 months went missing from the Blackfeet Reservation. 2 were found dead. 2 are still missing. Did you know that Montana is 6th in the country for the largest carbon footprint? 6th. Now we can blame a lot of that on the coal industry, but not all of it. Montana has the distinction of being one of the few states in the country that does not have a recycling plant. Or, for that matter, a recycling plant. These are the missions of the United Methodist Women here, at this church, in this state, in this community. That is why we support things like Women, Infant, Children every Wednesday. They're right outside my door. And I see these young kids with these young babies, and they're just trying to get by. And we support them. We support the Pantry Partners and the Clothes Closet, the Stevensville School Backpack Program, Flathead Lake Youth Camp, Intermountain Children's Home, recycling projects, SAFE, which is against domestic violence of any kind, the Linda Massa Home, and many, many others. Those are our missions. Our missions are women and children. Our missions are climate justice. Our missions are maternal health for the mother and the child. Did you know, by the way, the #1 cause of death among pregnant women in Montana is pregnancy? That's not car crashes or anything else. There's just not the mental or the maternal health for pregnant women that we need just yet in this state. That's why we have bazaars, and that's why we work with yard sales, and that's why we raise money. We take all of our money in United Methodist Women at the end, and we give it all away to these missions. That's what our missions are for. You know, we're not gonna cure hunger in our lifetime, and our bazaar is not going to cure hunger in the Bitterroot. But it'll make a dent, and a dent helps. But I want to tell you a story. Not every mission has to be so global. Not every mission that can touch somebody's life has to be financial. I want to tell you about a mission that ran amok. But first, I got to ask you a question. Does everybody remember, or does anybody remember, WKRP in Cincinnati, the TV show? Who remembers that show? I got to tell you, having worked in Cincinnati for 20 years, there really was a station like that. And it was called WKRC. And the guy that wrote that series used to work there. Yes, it really was that bad. Do you remember the episode where Les Nessman decided it would be a good idea at Thanksgiving to throw turkeys out of their station helicopter? All right, I want you to keep that in mind as I tell you this mission that ran amok. When I was news director in Dayton, Ohio, WHIO, I ran a newsroom. I ran all of our television news products and stuff like that. We had a news chopper, WHIO News Chopper 7, that we flew around to get stories that we couldn't get to on the ground, such as fires or wrecks, or deliver footballs on Friday night football games to the high schools, whatever we could think of to use the chopper. Dayton was a district office for the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, who would occasionally call me up and want to put an agent in our chopper to go look for marijuana fields. Now, believe it or not, marijuana fields in Ohio are very easy to spot when they get to a certain point because they grow to be 4 to 6 feet tall, stars, and you can see them from the air. So our pilot and our photographer, who always went in the chopper, got very used to flying these DEA agents all around the area, to the point where they wanted to become DEA agents themselves. Very misguided on their part. So one day assignment editor came in my office, he goes, "Boss, we got a problem." And I said, "What's wrong?" He goes, "We have marijuana in our chopper." And I said, "What, excuse me?" "We did what?" "We have marijuana in our chopper." And I said, "And where is our chopper?" "It's in the air." So I said, "Pass me through the pilot." I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "We noticed a marijuana field, so we landed and picked some to show the DEA. And I said, "You what?" "How much do you have?" Well, now, you gotta understand, this was not just a little bubble chopper. This was a Bell Ranger. It was a four-seater. It had a back seat. We filled the back seat. I said, "You gotta get that marijuana out of the chopper." "Okay, now." Remember that? They said, "Well, we're flying over I-75 right now. You want us to open the windows and just throw it out?" As I saw my career and time in front of my eyes, I said, "No, we can't throw it out over I-75. Let me find some police department that doesn't hate us so we can land that thing." So I called Trotwood Police, and after the police chief stopped laughing, he said, "Yeah, you can land in our parking lot." So then I called the DEA, and after they stopped laughing, they said they would meet us. So we landed the chopper. DEA met us there. Of course, it was at a police department. We turned over the lovely marijuana plants, and then we took the DEA agent out, and our pilot showed them where they picked it. The next day, the DEA had a press conference and said, "We are proud to announce that we have eradicated 75 marijuana plants." Well, 60 of them were in our chopper. And I said, why did you pick so many plants? Why not just pick one? Or, better yet, make a phone call. Call me, or call the DEA. And they said, "Well, we didn't think they'd really believe us, so we thought we'd pick a plant or 2 or 60 to try to convince them." I said, "Well, all it would have taken would have been a phone call. Just one phone call. Good mission, ran amok. One phone call would have done what you needed to do." Sometimes, what does that relate to missions? Well, I'm going to tell you. Sometimes our missions only need a phone call, or a kind word, or thank you, or an email, or here's something novel, a thank you note. You put one of those, oh yeah, stamps on. You put them in the mail. Sometimes our missions need to be one-on-one. And we can make a big difference in somebody's life with a little one-on-one mission. A little one-on-one reaching out to say, "Hey, you matter. Hey, we care about you. Hey, I'm concerned for you. Hey, I appreciate you. Hey, I love you." And it can be a mission for our family, our friends, our neighbors, or even a stranger on the street. How many times has a stranger said something kind to you, and you remember that for months because it was a perfect stranger that took the time to say something nice to you? Maybe it's the poor young lady behind the register at Super One who's had a long day and you can just tell. Maybe we just say, "Hey, I appreciate what you're doing. I love seeing you smile." Bet you that person will remember that for weeks. It's a mission. It's a one-on-one mission. It doesn't take any money. It takes very little time. But it means so much to somebody. I'm getting ready to wrap it up, Fred. I promise. So let's think about this. Tomorrow's July 1st. The month of July has 30 days. What if all of us in here, and I'm estimating there's about 60 people here, and okay, I'm being very optimistic, but say we have 60 people here, and say each one of us get up in the morning and decide to reach out to somebody different every day. You know, at least 30 people, there's more than that in this room. It could be a stranger, it could be a relative, it could be a spouse, it could be a friend, it could be family. It can be the grocery lady at the Super One. But every day you're going to reach out to somebody with a, hey, how are you? Take the time to listen, as they tell you. Or tell them you appreciate them, or tell them thank you for this, or tell them, I'm really glad to know you. I'm really glad to have you as a friend. One person a day. If we all did that in the month of July, let's do some quick math, 60 people, 30 days, we would have accomplished 1,800 personal missions in a month. 1,800 personal times we've reached out to an individual. That's pretty good. 1,800 successful missions. So tomorrow when you get up, and you know what would really be good is if you wrote this down, because then you kind of make yourself do it every day. Because you'll do it for a couple of days, and then you'll get busy with whatever crisis has come your way, and you might forget. So get up in the morning, get a piece of paper, get a pen, write it down. Today, I think I'll reach out to. Get up in the morning and ask yourself, what's my mission today? What's my mission today? Thanks. 15 minutes, Ben. Done.
God's beautiful creation overflows with water, sunlight, and rich, dark soil to grow our food. When we share the fruits of this earth, there is more than enough for all. There is a table of plenty set by a God who loves every one of us. At this table, all are fed, and still there are gifts overflowing into the world God loves. Our giving supports this ministry that God is growing stronger each day. Let us